In this video, I'm going to show you how to put on and how to wear one of these face masks for the prevention of spread of COVID and other infectious diseases. You can also use this if there's a lot of dust around when you're doing your DIY. It'll also help with that. Trust me with this one, I used to wear one of these for a living. Now the first thing you have to understand is that the object of wearing the mask is to filter infectious particles from the air that you breathe in and from the air that you exhale. So it's imperative that the mask fits tightly to your face so that you don't get air leaking out the sides and the top and the bottom of the mask. The air must all go through the mask and be filtered. So that's very important to remember. The second thing you have to understand is that after a period of time the mask will become contaminated, and so it'll be necessary to change it for a fresh one and to dispose safely of the old one. So the first step is to identify which is the outside and which is the inside of the mask. Now the outside of the mask is usually a bit darker in color, and it's got a smooth, almost shiny texture, whereas the inside of the mask is coarser in texture and it's usually lighter in color, and the ties are usually attached to the inside. The second thing you have to do is identify which is the top and which is the bottom of the mask. And that's easy to do because sewn in the top of the mask is a thin, soft metal strip. And if you hold it up to the light, you can see that, but you can also feel it. So that's the way you identify the top of the mask. So now that you've identified which is the top, which is the bottom, which is the inside, which is the outside, that's half the job done. Now the next thing is to adapt it to your face as closely as possible. So what I do is, that's the inside of the mask now, I take the middle of the metal strip and I bend it inwards. More or less the same angle as the bridge of my nose, because that's where it's going to fit. Then I take the two ends of the metal strip, allowing enough for the size of my nose. You have to judge basically how big your nose is, and then you bend those two outer edges outwards, more or less the same angle as your nose makes with your cheek, because that's where it's going to fit. Now the next step is to take that, put it high up on the bridge of your nose, crimp it onto your nose, hold it tight, and then attach one of the ties to one ear and then the other tie to the other ear. Once that's there, then you'll see there's a few pleats in the mask, and that allows you to pull it down under your chin. So get it under your chin, tuck it up nicely there, and then finish adapting it to your face. Make sure the ties are in place and you can feel if there are any gaps. And if you wear glasses and you find your glasses are misting up, that's because there's air escaping between the mask and your face. So I'll just demonstrate with glasses. If you've got glasses, I normally just push it up and bring the glasses down slightly over there to hold everything in place, and that usually sorts out any problems with misting. Now some masks don't have the elastic loops that go around your ear. They've got 4 tapes that are sewn to the 4 corners of the mask. And what you do with those is you adapt it to your face as I've shown you, and then you take the top 2, put them over your ears and tie them with a bow at the back of your head, and the bottom 2 under your ears and tie them more or less round about the base of your skull, and you tie them tight enough to make sure that it's adapting well to your face and there's no gaps on the sides or underneath. Now taking off your mask is just the reverse of putting it on. But you have to remember that the mask is potentially contaminated on the front surface with bad bugs that aren't yours. So try not to touch the front of the mask when you're taking it off. And the easiest way to do it is to just get hold of the loops like that, take it off and drop it straight into the waste. But if you're on the move and you can't put it straight into the waste, then what I suggest you do is to get one of these disposable plastic bags, carry these with you in your pocket, and then you put your hand in the bag, and then do as I said, take it off, try not to touch the front surface, grab it like that, then with the other hand you pull it over, squeeze the air out, tie a little knot, and then put it in your pocket and dispose of it safely as soon as you can. And always remember that once you've taken the mask off, you may have contaminated your hands, so it's a good practice to wash your hands or use a sanitizer on your hands, especially if you're going to put on a fresh mask. Always have clean hands when you're putting on a fresh mask. Now I just want to show you how not to wear a mask, because you see this quite a lot in the street. So this is the first one. You see people walking around with the mask under the nose like that. So bacteria and viruses are coming streaming out of the nose, contaminating surfaces and other people. So that's no good at all. The other one you see quite often is people put it under the chin, and that's worthless. I'm sure everyone knows that that's not going to filter anything. And then occasionally you see this one, and not only does it look stupid, but it's also of no value to anybody. So it's better to just take it right off and dispose of it safely. Now this video is not intended as a directive as to when or where to wear a mask, or what type of mask to wear, or even if you need to wear a mask at all. That information needs to come from your local health authority, and I strongly recommend that you follow their advice. Now if you found this video useful, please like and share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. And if you click on the bell next to the subscribe button, you'll get notification when our next video comes out. And if you have any questions or comments, just scroll right down to the bottom. You'll find the comment section there. We'd love to hear from you. You can leave us a message there. Stay safe, and thank you for watching.